Sins of a Solar Empire 2 is now out for Steam, and I've been having an absolute blast playing it. I think everyone who has been wanting to scratch that RTS itch should try it out. However, it is a daunting game, so today I want to share some tips for both veterans of Rebellion and newcomers alike. So here are the top 5 things I wish I had known before playing Sins of a Solar Empire 2. Number 5. Damage calculation. How damage is calculated has been tweaked in Sins 2. Each offensive ship has 3 different stats: DPS, durability, and pierce. DPS, or damage per second, is how much damage a ship will send out while attacking over time. If a ship has multiple weapons, the DPS on each weapon is displayed. Note that some ships will have multiple of the same weapon, meaning its DPS is multiplied by the number on the card. Durability is how much mitigation a ship has while being attacked. This applies to all hit points, shields, armor, and hull. Armor strength is a separate defensive stat which only applies to armor and reduces damage further after durability. This makes armor the toughest stat. Pierce lowers the durability of a target when an attack lands. For example, a Cobalt with 150 Pierce attacks a Cole with 500 durability. The remaining durability of the Cole is 350, known as effective durability. Damage is then calculated using the following formula. Using our example from above, a Cobalt with base 8 DPS and 150 Pierce attacks a Cole with 500 durability. The 350 effective durability reduces the attack down to about 22% or 1.8 DPS. Meanwhile, a Caleb Goss frigate with 7.5 DPS and 600 Pierce will deal true damage to the Cole and retain its 7.5 DPS. An easy way to think of the formula is that for each 100 effective durability, the damage percent is divided by another whole number, i.e. 100 durability equals 1/2, 200 durability 1/3, and 300 durability 1/4, etc., etc. It is important to note that effective durability cannot be less than 0. Therefore, any pierce above a target's durability does not equate to more damage. This means that Cobalts are better against smaller ships in greater numbers due to their higher base DPS and rate of fire. The Caleb Goss is better to use against capital ships and structures because of their pierce. Number 4. Fleet assignments and Gravity Well UI. The tactical management of your ships both in and out of gravity wells has been overhauled. Now you can manage your fleets on the top left and immediately assign new ships to be built to join your fleet. Factories will automatically be selected based on proximity to the fleet. Ships inside a gravity well you are focused on are now displayed on the top right. Ships are stacked based on their type, so instead of attempting to select a specific group of ships to take out priority targets, you can now select them on the grid view and right-click on the stack you want to prioritize. Press Ctrl-Shift-Click to display individual units on the stack to prioritize which one to attack first. Number 3. Influence. Do not sleep on influence. If you are like me, you probably get the first tier, attempt to bid on a resource that you want, and then get outbid and ignore it for the rest of the game. The minor factions of Sins 2 are very powerful and can easily turn the tide in your favor. Pirates give you options for boarding crews or salvage materials during a battle. Other factions allow you to colonize planets, deploy extra defenses, or provide sensor data from their ships roaming the map. There are even raiding parties that the defending player will absolutely have to deal with, putting their ships out of position and allowing you to land the killing blow. Number 2. Planet modules and ship items. You can now customize your planets and capital ships even further with modules. Each faction has modules unique to them and can serve as huge boosts during gameplay. Planet modules are grouped into 3 categories: economy, defense, and utility. Adding the right modules to your core worlds will juice your economy that much faster, while putting defensive modules will give you the extra time needed for your fleet to arrive against bombardment. Here are some modules of note for each faction. Ship items are very similar, but provide both passive and active benefits to capital ships, space stations, and titans. Capital ships have 4 slots available, while stations and titans have 8. There are items available in the early game intended to be replaced by researching others in the late game. Here are a few options available for each faction. Before we get to number 1, I wanted to include an honorable mention: the racial abilities. Each provide unique benefits and should never be overlooked during a game. The TEC unique ability is the trade ports. These allow you to turbocharge your economy better than anyone else in the game. Each port allows a TEC player to sell goods in exchange for credits at 2 per second or metal and crystal at 1 per second. Research allows the trade ships to act as scouts, providing sensor data around the map and increase their yields up to 50%. The Advent have added cheat codes to the game, but call it Unity. Unity has 5 different abilities, each with 3 tiers to enhance these abilities. Are you too lazy to build more scouts? Clairvoyance allows you to spy on any planet. Did your fleet jump into an unwinnable fight? Recall says that you were at home the entire time. Is a planet being bombarded and your fleet out of position? Don't worry, Sanctify tells them to try again later. The Advent love their culture and want to spread it around everywhere. Proselytize will allow that to happen. And don't waste your supply on bombers when conversion will switch a planet to your side for you. The Visari Phase Resonance ability may seem like minor buffs at first, but will cascade into huge increases in mobility, damage, or utility. Just look how fast my ships are moving through phase space. Each level requires additional points to be allocated, though by level 3 additional bonuses are included for each column. These bonuses are temporary, but the duration can be increased through ship items and research. Mobility increases ship speed through normal space and additionally phase space by up to 36%. Combat reduces weapon reload time, increases weapon damage at level 3, and phase missile bypass chance at level 4. The utility reduces antimatter cost on abilities and ability cooldown later by up to 36%. These bonuses greatly enhance the marauding tactics of the Visari and should definitely be researched mid to late game. Number 1. Exotics. Exotics are a new mechanic required for capital ships, late-game items, and high-end research. Exotics are found in a myriad of colors, each having a unique purpose and guaranteed by surveying specific planets. That's right, surveying planets now has a purpose besides spinning a wheel for a hidden bonus. Other sources of exotics are exotic refineries, derelicts, minor faction auctions, and destroyed capital ships. During the early game, Taurinite and Endurium are the most sought after because they are required for battleships such as the Cole, the Radiance, and the Devastator. Taurinite is guaranteed surveying volcanic planets, while Endurium is guaranteed in both Terran and Ferris. As the game progresses, Kalanide and Andvar become more relevant as you add more support capital ships, build star bases, and hit high-level research. The final exotic, Cornium, is very difficult to come by and must be researched to be refined. Cornium is used to build Titans and unlock Tier 5 of the research tree. Maintaining a supply of exotics is crucial to gameplay, and having a decent number of refineries will become a must in the late game. You should get into the habit of rebuilding supplies of any exotics you are low on, because you don't want to be in a position of waiting for a long queue of exotics to be refined at the wrong moment. And that's it for my list of things I wish I had known before playing Sins of a Solar Empire 2. I hope this guide helped you, and if there's anything I missed, or something you're curious about, make sure to leave a comment below. Till next time, my name's Oso, and thanks for watching.